On this 2019 to 2024 Ram 1500 Classic with the 5.7HEMIGas engine, P0522 points to the engine oil pressure sensor signal being lower than the PCM expects. The driver may see the MIL come on, and depending on the condition, the oil pressure information may be unreliable. Broadly, this can involve the 5-volt supply, the oil pressure sensor signal circuit, the sensor ground side, the engine oil pressure sensor itself, or, after the circuit is proven out, the PCM. Start with the basic system checks, then stay in order and prove the circuit before condemning a component. This monitor runs with the ignition on, once battery voltage is above 4 volts. The PCM sets P0522 when the engine oil pressure sensor signal voltage at the PCM is below 0.290, 1 volt, depending on calibration, for approximately 1 second. Use those operating conditions as the gate for reproducing the fault instead of chasing it cold or under the wrong conditions. First, scan all modules, record the DTCs, and save the vehicle scan data. Clear the codes, turn the ignition off for a minimum of 0 seconds, then turn the ignition back on. Operate the vehicle under the same conditions that set the code and read the codes again. If P0522 does not return, treat it as an intermittent condition. If it does return, continue with the circuit checks. Before going after the oil pressure sensor circuit by itself, look at the recorded codes. If any 5-volt reference codes are present, diagnose those first. A shared reference problem can pull more than one sensor circuit in the wrong direction, so do not skip that step. If there are no 5-volt reference codes, move to the oil pressure sensor connector. With the ignition off, check the engine oil pressure sensor connector before unplugging it. Make sure it is fully seated and locked. Then disconnect it and inspect the terminals for being pushed out, damaged, or spread. If you find a connector or terminal issue, repair it or reconnect and lock the connector properly. Then verify the repair and confirm the code stays gone. If the connector and terminals are clean and secure, continue to the 5-volt supply test. With the engine oil pressure sensor connector disconnected, measure the voltage on the F855 5-volt supply circuit at the sensor harness connector. The expected range is between 4, 9 and 5.1 volts. If it is in range, move on to the signal circuit checks. If it is not in range, repair the F855 5-volt supply circuit for an open or a short to ground. Then verify the repair and confirm the code stays gone. Next, disconnect the PCM-C2 connector and check the EOP sensor G6 pressure signal circuit. First, check for continuity between ground and the G6 signal circuit at the engine oil pressure sensor harness connector. If continuity is present, repair the G6 signal circuit for a short to ground, then verify the repair. If it is not shorted to ground, check for continuity between the G6 signal circuit and the K900 sensor ground circuit. If continuity is present there, repair the G6 signal circuit for a short to the K900 sensor ground circuit, then verify the repair. If neither short is present, continue to the PCM signal detection check. Reconnect the PCM-C2 connector. At the engine oil pressure sensor harness connector, connect a fuse jumper between the G6 pressure signal circuit and the F855 5-volt supply circuit. Turn the ignition on, read the codes with the scan tool and record the result. With the jumper in place, the high signal fault should set. Disconnect the jumper before going any farther. If the PCM responds as expected, verify good pentaterminal contact at the sensor and PCM connectors. If no contact problem is found, replace the engine oil pressure sensor, then verify the repair and confirm the code stays gone. If the PCM does not respond as expected, continue with the broader connection inspection. If the signal simulation does not produce the expected scan tool result, check for applicable bulletins, then inspect the related PCM, inline, and component connections. Disconnect the related connectors and look for poor seating, damaged locks, corrosion, water intrusion, whether seal damage, bent terminals, overheated or discolored terminals. Terminals pushed back in the cavity, spread terminals and weak terminal tension. Repair any condition you find. Then reconnect everything fully. Make sure the locks are engaged, clear the codes, and operate the vehicle under the same monitor conditions. If P0522 does not return, the wiring or poor connection problem has been repaired. If P0522 does return after those checks, replace and program the PCM, then verify the repair and confirm the code stays gone. Keep verification separate from the testing. Anytime a circuit, connector, sensor, or PCM repair is made, clear the codes, operate the vehicle under the conditions that run the monitor, and confirm P0522 stays gone. The key on this one is simple. Confirm the fault, rule out shared 5-volt problems, prove the supply and signal circuits, then use the fuse jumper test to separate a sensor side fault from a PCM or connection issue. For more diagnostic training, visit Diagnostics.com.